Get him up. He's huge. He's huge. Get him over here. Oh my gosh! Alright, so this is the story of how my dad and I missed out on $35,000 worth of prizes in a fishing tournament. We were fishing in the Big Bass Splash tournament, which is unlike a normal bass fishing tournament. But the Big Bass Splash, it's a completely different dynamic. You are literally just fishing for one fish all day, and you try to catch the biggest fish. There's also prizes for catching like an exact 3-pounder or exact 4-pounder. You can fish for 1 day or 3 days. It's a 3-day tournament, and the biggest bass for the whole weekend will typically win the $100,000 prize. But this particular weekend was the 35th anniversary of the Big Bass Splash. The prize for the first place overall was $300,000, so it was a huge deal. Everybody and anybody that had a fishing reel was fishing this tournament basically, trying to cash their luck for $300,000. But anyways, we were just going out for a good time, maybe get lucky, and he ended up catching the biggest bass of his life on tournament day, and if it weren't for 0.05 of a pound, then he would have won $35,000. But this is probably the coolest fishing story, and one of the most unfortunate fishing stories I've ever heard. And it's probably my favorite one of my favorite memories with my dad. And I'm making this video just because I don't want to forget the details one day, and I want to be able to share it with family and friends. That's pretty much it, so I'm gonna get into the video. We ended up fishing 2 days of the tournament. On Saturday, we fished the south end of the lake, and I ended up catching like 15 fish in an hour using a white chatterbait. It's kind of funny because the next day my dad ended up catching the big fish on the chatterbait, which he never uses chatterbait. He only uses a Carolina rig, and that's pretty much all he uses. But anyways, I guess me catching fish on the white chatterbait built some confidence up for him. So then Sunday we go fishing again. We'd head up to the mid-lake area, and we went back in this creek, and we didn't get a bite for the first hour. We did not see any activity up there, and so we start coming out of the creek, and out of nowhere my dad decides to pick up the white chatterbait, which he usually doesn't throw, but he just had confidence in it from the day before whenever I was catching them. So I think on like his second cast using the chatterbait, he hooks into the biggest fish of his life, and now you can watch the rest. Where? Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh. Well, get him out of that. I don't have the net out, so. Bigger than I thought. Get him up. Hey, do not break him off. I'm stuck. I'm gonna lose it. Here, no, you're not. Just keep pressure on him. Okay? Oh, he's big. He's big. Okay, keep him out. Keep him out. I'm gonna get him, okay? Hey. Get the net. Get him up. Get him up. Get him up. He's huge. He's huge. Dude, hey. Holy shit. Get him over here. Get him over here. Get him over here. Oh my
baby.
We're weighing in, baby.
Give me, we got him.
Get him in the live well. Oh my gosh. Woo!
Get some water in here, Tyler. Tyler, get water in here.
That's a big one.
Get the water in there. Get some fucking water.
I'll get some more. We don't know. What do you think?
Get some water.
Oh my gosh. Here, we're good.
Tyler.
We're good. That's gotta be 9. How big is that? He's fat. He's probably at least 8 pounds.
I don't know, dude. He's long.
Look at that. He's big.
He's long.
We honestly went insane. We had a lot of passion and excitement. It was a really big deal. We weren't really sure what was winning for the weekend, so we didn't know if we were in first place or what. But we ended up deciding to weigh in, try to weigh in that hour. It was 8 a.m. whenever we caught it, and we wanted to get back to the weigh-in as soon as possible. Got there with exactly, there was like 3 minutes left before the cutoff for that hour. And whenever we pulled up, one of the tournament guys, he was going crazy. He saw how big the fish was, and he's like, y'all gotta go weigh in right now. It's t-shirt hour, and it's double prize money if you win. So obviously we didn't have time to think, and I took the fish and I sprinted, and I got to the weigh-in line with 40 seconds before the cutoff for 9 a.m. And so my dad and I, we crossed the line, and you're not allowed to go back out after you cross the line. And you'll see here, he starts to go through the line or whatever, and right before 9 o'clock hits, we didn't realize that there was another guy in line with a huge fish.
Dude, you got your phone? Give me your phone.
We paid the extra too. Yes, sir. 7. Y'all scoot on up.
Good one.
You need to go up front there if you want to take a picture.
So we got an 877 and 858.
That table.
We got this one, and we got one more big one.
Can I go?
Go on for these, yeah.
Now right up here.
Look at this one. 9.11. Yeah, baby. Let's hold him up.
So he snuck in right behind us, and he weighed in his fish right after us and ended up beating my dad by 0.05 of a pound. And so my dad ended up getting second place for the hour and won, instead of winning $10,000, he won $2,000. And then he also got 6th place overall for the tournament, and only the top 5 biggest fish get prizes. So he missed out on the $25,000 prize for 5th place biggest fish of the tournament. And let's see. Oh yeah, another funny thing is after my dad weighed in, he thought that he had won, and he started cheering. He started cheering like he won, but he didn't realize that the other guy had actually beat him. So I had to like yell at him to stop cheering because it looked really weird. He was like cheering and he had just lost. So that was a pretty funny moment. It was really just an amazing morning. Something that I'll never forget, and something I'm super grateful for. It was a lot of fun fishing with my dad. And one of the best parts was after realizing that we had made a mistake by weighing in too early. Realized that we missed out on thousands of dollars in prizes. We were walking out of the weigh-in, and we looked at each other, and we both like instantly were on the same page, and we just had this moment where we both reminded each other that we were never really fishing for the money. I mean, we entered in the tournament and we wanted to win, obviously, but it was never really about the money. It was just about making memories together and fishing and trying to catch a big bass together, and just enjoying our time together. That was really what it was about, and that's really what we accomplished over the weekend. We caught a big bass, and we were able to make a memory that will last a lifetime, and a story that we can share with people and laugh about in the future. And that's what it's all about. And it's something, honestly, I'm just really happy that it happened the way it did. Hopefully next time we fish in the tournament, we don't get 6th place, and hopefully we weigh in at the right hour. But at the end of the day, it was a blast and something I'll never forget.